Welcome back. It has been 2 decades since Massachusetts became the first state in the nation to recognize same-sex marriage, a momentous day for many couples who had fought to be equally treated under the law.
NBC 10's Oscar Morgaine interviewed the two men who first became Massachusetts' first male couple to marry in history of the Commonwealth here. He asked them when the anniversary, what it means to them, and why they feel pride remains as important as ever.
We knew that we wanted to get this piece of paperwork, which is how I was viewing it, because we got married like in '97, in front of friends and family.
Well, we had a wedding.
Nuances and technicalities. So much has changed for Don Picard and Robert Dibenedictis since Massachusetts allowed same-sex couples to marry.
When I go to a 20th anniversary celebration and everybody is 20 years older.
Except for us.
Their love still young and still relevant.
We knew it would be important, but I didn't think it would be emotionally important, and it really was.
The celebrations began at the stroke of midnight.
On May 17, 2004, hundreds of marriage licenses were issued in Cambridge for even more people to witness.
I get down to City Hall, and it's enormous quantities of people. And I'm like, there aren't that many gay people in Cambridge. I mean, even in Cambridge. But no, it was like thousands of supporters, like cheering.
And as we stepped out to walk down the steps, it's like I was gliding down. It was just this massive amount of loving energy.
Seeing so many people and so many straight people is so unbelievable.
It wasn't so important that we be first. It was just important that it happen as soon as possible.
For Don and Rob, it was a culmination of years fighting for a right that required changing a worldview.
I thought it was a real injustice that gay people weren't allowed to get married. I'm going to do something about it.
Rob got involved in the Freedom to Marry movement. Then 11 years after Massachusetts recognized their marriage,
from this day forward, it will simply be marriage.
The U.S. Supreme Court extended that right to the nation.
It seemed like it was pretty solid, and then Roe got overturned.
In 2022, a more conservative Supreme Court reminded many that decisions they make are never in stone.
It was not a good place. Like, I don't want to really go back there.
The 20th anniversary celebration of gay marriage,
I have learned more from queer youth than anything else.
Reunited many gay couples in Cambridge to share stories for a new generation.
It's so important for everyone that comes after us, for every kid, for every family, every couple, that we share our stories, keep sharing our stories, and keep up the fight.
It's important to always be out and proud. As much progress as we've made in 20 years, it's still important.
After all, it's the stories that make the movement.
He's my husband, and I don't have to explain what that means to somebody. They know what it means. It's the telling of the story. So, yeah, I think you're right, Robert. The telling of the stories is probably the most important piece of it.
Oscar Morgaine, NBC 10 Boston.
What an awesome story from Oscar there. Listen, if you can believe it, June starts next week, and that means it's the beginning of Pride Month. We'll have full coverage of Boston's annual Pride Parade. It is set for Saturday, June 8th this year. Celebrate with us from 11 till noon on NECN, Telemundo, or streaming on the Boston News Channel on your favorite streaming platform.